Alright, what's going on everyone out there on YouTube? NES Ruler, welcome to a brand new DVD and Blu-ray update. I know it's been quite a long time since we've done an update, so I figured we'd come and show you the stuff that I have picked up that is not part of stuff that I've reviewed. I'll just briefly go over the stuff I reviewed already. If you guys don't watch my reviews and you just want to see what I picked up, I won't go into detail on any of these. I'll just tell you what I think of them really quickly, if they're good or not. So let's just get those out of the way first. We have Frankenstein. This is a really good adaptation of this film. I highly recommend you guys check this one out. It's really good. Of course, all these you can listen to my full-length reviews if you guys want to hear my thoughts on each and every one of these. I of course go into great detail. Hangman, really good found footage home invasion film. I highly recommend this one as well. We have The Trip. This is a film directed by Roger Corman from 1967. Not for everybody, not really my cup of tea either, but it's a piece of history, if you want to say. Intruders. This is an okay home invasion film. I know a lot of people liked it. I just thought it was okay. But if you guys like home invasion films, then you probably would dig this one. Typical home invasion film with a little bit of twist, but you can listen to my review to hear more about that one. The Sheik. Awesome documentary about the Iron Sheik. Dicks from Texas, documentary about a punk rock band from Texas called the Dicks. Really not the best punk documentary I've reviewed here on the channel, but Kill Me Again. I think this one is a review that I don't have up on the channel as of time that I'm shooting this, which is what, March 15th? Yeah, March 15th. But I should have this up either the 16th or the 17th, so this one should be coming next weekend. Interesting neo-noir type of a film. I'll get into it in a little bit, but that review's coming. We have Pressure Point. Interesting Twilight Zone-esque type of a film from 1962. And finally, Kung Fu Trailers of Fury, released by 7 Films, is a really fun trailer compilation of Kung Fu films. So yeah, if you guys want to hear my thoughts on all of these, you're going to go over to the channel and hear my opinion. Let's get into the DVDs. We have Cal Fair. Finally grabbed a copy of this. This was like $5 on Hastings. I got it during one of their sales. A film that I needed for the French collection. It's a French-Belgium film. This director just did Alleluia last year, which is a pretty interesting film. This one is probably the better out of the two. Very David Lynch type of a movie about this singer who gets not kidnapped, but held hostage by this guy who's depressed that his wife left him, and he pretends that the singer is his wife, and he dresses him up. Very strange scenario. And then there's these townsfolk who are into bestiality and things. Very strange and bizarre film, but the cinematography at the end is really beautiful. So I recommend you guys check this one out if you like art house films, because it's very artsy. It's out of print. It's a little bit hard to find if you don't get it during a sale such as Hastings, but it's a really good one. I think everybody should check that one out for the collection. I picked up The Feast 3 actually. This was like $3 worth of Prime on Amazon, brand new. I have the other two, and I'm always been wanting to check these movies out actually for some reason. All the Dimension Extreme film sequels, you know. I think the Pulse and this one, I think they did. Maybe some others, I'm not entirely sure, but the Feast films are definitely one I've been wanting to check out. So this was dirt cheap, so now I have all of them. I could sit down and binge watch all 3 of them. So, you know, maybe I'll do a video on the days I watched those. Some family video pickups. We have Pod. I've heard okay things about this film. I heard it's not the best monster film, but I still heard there's some okay things going on with this one. The creature on the back looks kind of like Pumpkinhead a little bit, so I don't know if that's a crime to say that, but we'll see. Like, it was $1.50, so one I've been eyeballing and wanting to pick up for a while now. And we talked about this one on the podcast a lot, The Djinn. This is Tobe Hooper's newest film that had a really, really hard time getting released here in the States. This film's quite old. I think it came out like 2000, it was made in 2012, 2013-ish. And it finally just got a release here. It's supposed to be a very terrible film, but I just wanted it simply because of the fact of its history, and it was $1.50, and it's Tobe Hooper, so kind of have to buy it. And we talked about it a lot on the podcast, so The Djinn. Screen Media Dark Side. We have Albert Fish. This is released by Facets Video. This is a document, not a print. It's out of print, but I've got it for like $8 on eBay because it's what I've been wanting to check out. It's a documentary in the style of Jeffrey Dahmer Files, where we follow Albert Fish. He was a serial killer in the Depression era, and his enjoyment, if you want to say, I know that's a fucked up thing to say, but his thing that he liked to enjoy was he would make children suffer and then eat them, and fucked up story. And this one has some actor reenactment intertwined with historical figures or historical experts talking about Albert Fish. It's okay, it's a pretty well-made documentary. There's some pretty fucked up things going on, if you could talk about the subject matter in that kind of sense. It's okay, just like Jeffrey Dahmer Files. It wasn't my favorite thing, but pretty interesting to learn about Mr. Albert Fish, who was quite the fucked up person. So if you like serial killer stuff, you probably will enjoy this. Like I said, it's out of print, but you can still grab it for like $8 to $10. At least by Facets Video, a label that doesn't get enough talk. From here in Chicago, local label, nonprofit, who releases a lot of art house cinema. So Albert Fish. Not too much horror-wise, but there's some stuff. Children of the Stars, this one I actually got to review, and I figured I'd just have one film in here to review during the update. It's a documentary, another really, really bizarre documentary about this spiritual group in California that's was run in 1973 by this lady named Ruth Norman. She was 73 years old, and she was some kind of spiritual enlightenment, and she came up with this group, Urius. I can never pronounce it as much as I was watching this. And what she basically did was came up with these spiritual ideas that there's so many planets in the universe, and one day all these different planets or galaxies in the universe are going to come to Earth to teach us and give us knowledge about the galaxy. Really bizarre people, guys. So it's still going around, even though she died in the early 90s. And the interesting about this group is that they bought I think it was like 70 acres of land in Southern California, and they would make their own sci-fi films. And there's this footage of these sci-fi films, and it's very, 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 very out there stuff. Late 80s special effects, and no scripts. They said they didn't use any scripts. They would just use real life experiences from stuff from their past lives. That's another thing. Past lives are a huge thing in these people's lives. And stories like films like Star Wars actually happened in George Lucas's past life. They talk about things like that. Like I said, really out there. And so they make their own sci-fi films, and there's footage of them. And I wish there was like a way to watch these, because they're absolutely horrendously terrible, but entertaining nonetheless. So this is not the best documentary, to be completely honest, or it might be well done for people who's interested in the subject of like spirituality and things like that, but it's not really my cup of tea. But I found it interesting simply because of the fact that these people made their own sci-fi films, And that was the part of the documentary that really gained my interest. So that sounds interesting to you. This guy is supposed to be the evil one of the bunch, or he was an evil. I forgot who he was, but he was an evil person in his past life, and now he's trying to find redemption in this life. Like I said, it's an interesting documentary, very low budget. I wish it would have talked about the families of these people. It just talks about the group and the people who are in it. I wish they would have got into like the families, who these people's families are, and what they think about, what they believe in, and things like that. But unfortunately, it doesn't get into that. So it's an interesting one, I have to say. How am I doing with time? 9 minutes. Okay. The Badger Game. This is actually released by Intervision, which is Severin. Grabbed this from Family Video. Haven't got around to checking it out yet, but it's supposed to be like a horror comedy, would you rather type of a film. Narcopolis, IFC Midnight, its newest film. This one's okay. It's an interesting idea where in 2024 every drug in the world's legal. It's an interesting idea, but it's too pretentious for its own good. I know that's weird coming out of my mouth considering everybody says I'm the pretentious asshole, but way too pretentious for its own good. It's trying to be way too much. Has too many characters going on at one time to wrap up in a 96-minute runtime. I had to give the film credit that it's trying to expand its budget to make it look a lot bigger than what it actually was. But the film just falls flat. It's not terrible, I have to say. It's interesting. It has good acting, and like I said, art design is really nice, but it's just too much. So I loosely recommend this one. We have The Staircase. This is a interesting 7-hour documentary. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's really long, but I've heard this was really good. Mainly picked this up because if you guys know how much Paradise Lost changed my life, so I wanted to check out some more of these crime documentaries, and this one's supposed to be really good, from Sundance. It's really long, 9 hours or something like that, so yeah. We got Hellions, another Scream Factory release. Haven't got to check this one out yet, but Halloween setting horror film. IFC, that's why I picked it up. You grab those. This is an IFC I never knew existed. You guys know I have every IFC Midnight pretty much, besides the overly expensive Larry, can't forget his last name, Fastens, can't remember his last name, box set that sells for $50. I still have to get that one, but Fear Me Not. This is an IFC that I had no idea existed, and I had every single one. I thought I had every single one until I came across this. I was like, motherfucker. So this is a new IFC Midnight that I never knew existed. This is an early one from 2010, so pretty early in the line. And I was lucky enough to grab this on Amazon for like $3, and now it's back up to like $11, $12. So I'm happy I was able to grab this when I can. And now I think my IFC Midnight collection is pretty much complete. We have the Pieces Blu-ray. Yeah, had to grab this, guys, even though it was a little bit more than what I expected. It's not the Jigsaw collection. I'm not going to comment on that bullshit that was going on with the Jigsaw puzzle. Whatever, I'm just happy to have the film. This actually took a month. I got it on Amazon when it was like $25, $26, and now it's way expensive on there, and it actually took a month to get here. It just got here on Sunday, so, but I'm happy just enough to have it. Comes with the soundtrack. It's supposed to be the release of the year. According to everybody, the transfer is supposed to be brilliant, really nice. And 2-disc set with a booklet. Grindhouse Releasing always does a good job with every film they do. The Swimmer looks absolutely brilliant, and I heard this film looks just as good. So, Pieces. Grabbed this off Hastings for like $4. Contracted Phase 2 Blu-ray IFC Midnight. That's why I picked it up. Can't get this in DVD. It's only Blu-ray DVD combo pack. It's unfortunate because I only collect DVDs. But this only came with the Blu-ray. But I know Family Video has the DVD by itself that you could buy in the near future. So I'm gonna have to pick that up in the near future for $1.50 and just plop it in there, and that will be that for $5 or whatever it was together. So Not a good movie. Did not enjoy that one. I talked about it on the show a while back. Not good. I got this on Hastings. $12 for this. $12 motherfucking dollars. Very, very happy. The Leprechaun Complete Collection. Yeah, $12 for this, guys. I'm happy I didn't pay $30 for it at Walmart when it first came out. No slip, but digital copy's still good. And then Leprechaun 1, 2, and 3, and the Back to the Hoods. Postmaster P, folks. And then Leprechaun Origins. So $12 for that. Hastings. Really, really nice. We have Reality. This is an IFC Midnight. Got this on eBay for $10, actually, brand new. Very happy to have this. It's an IFC Midnight. Not most people know about the newer branch of IFCs. Not a Scream Factory, actually, but it's a Shout Factory release. So I think that's why I didn't get that much talk. But happy to have this $10. Once again, only Blu-ray DVD combo. Can't get this solo in DVD. So we have. Am I doing okay? 4 minutes. All right, let's wrap this up. We got Unfriended. Really, really huge fan of this film. It's like my 5th favorite film of last year. Really, really huge fan of this. It's not as good as The Den, but it's still a really, really solid film in my opinion. I know some people love it, some people hate it. I think it's a very, fairly solid film. And the fact that it's able to be successful with only showing a computer screen and people's emotions shows you how good this movie is. I really, really enjoyed this film. And then this, $20 on Hastings. Probably the deal of the video. $20 on Hastings for this was like $35, but they had 40 off. Been waiting for one to come in stock. You know, Amazon updates its stock every night at like midnight. So if they have a sale and you want something, go on there at midnight. And I was looking one night, and this popped up that they got one. The Human Centipede, the complete sequence, IFC Midnight set. Mainly just had this for Human Centipede 3, because I don't have those yet, but I have the other 2 films. But I just need this because it's an IFC. I'm not going to pick up the solo release of Human Centipede 3. This is just fine with me. You know, I have the film. If I find it for like nothing, maybe I'll grab it. But this has all 3 films. Really nice set. And that's it. I wish it came with like a booklet or something. But for $20, really, 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 really solid score. I'm happy to have this into the collection. Even though I absolutely hate all 3 of these films. I know I've talked about them before. They're Human Centipede, one of the most overrated film of all time, in my opinion. But you can watch my top 10 most overrated film video that I shot like 4 years ago, and you can see that. But thanks everybody again for watching. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRoller22. I hope everybody's doing well. I'll talk to you guys soon with another review. See you guys.